Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us on KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Tom Sherry.
It's good to have you here with us. I'm Tim Pham. Mark and Whitney are off tonight. Let's get right to our big story, though. A second round of stimulus checks is on the way. Today, Congress will vote on a $900 billion COVID relief package. The measure that has everyone talking includes a $600 direct stimulus payment. That money would go to Americans making under $75,000 a year and for each of their dependents. So let's break this down. Here's an example. A family of 4 with 2 adults and 2 children who are dependents would receive $2,400. The bill also includes $300 per week in federal unemployment benefits over the next 10 weeks. It is a part of a larger bill to fund the federal government through September of 2021.
We will do some good with this legislation, but we must recognize that more needs to be done.
The American people have waited long enough. I'm glad for our country that we're now moving ahead.
The coronavirus stimulus measure includes funding for COVID vaccinations and testing. It also includes funding for schools and small business loans. The measure would extend the eviction moratorium through the end of next month. The White House says the president looks forward to signing the bill, and in a statement, President-elect Joe Biden praised the agreement, but also added that more will still need to be done.
So today, Congress will vote on a $900 billion COVID relief package, the one we just told you about. The measure that has everyone, though, talking is that direct stimulus payment. So this is, again, something that we are going to continue to follow. And yeah, we'll talk about how soon you could see them soon. So now let's talk about this. How soon could you see those stimulus checks? You may remember President Trump signed the first stimulus package back on March of 27th. Then checks started showing up in people's bank accounts 3 weeks later. But since then, the IRS already did a lot of the legwork to set up those payments. So the good news is it could go much faster this time around. Right now, millions of Americans could begin to see a stimulus check as soon as next week. And that's according to the Treasury Secretary. For the latest updates on the second stimulus check, you can text the word money to 509-448-2000 to stay up to speed.
And in North Idaho, the Panhandle Health District says that they're scheduled to receive over 4,000 doses of Moderna's vaccine this week. Since Friday, the district has been working to distribute its first shipment of the Pfizer vaccine as well.
Yeah, meanwhile, this comes as Kootenai Health says they've hit a new high of COVID-19 patients at their hospital. KREM 2's Taylor Vito walks us through the process.
It's been a few days now since these North Idaho healthcare workers received their first doses of the COVID-19 vaccine. Kootenai Health says so far they vaccinated nearly 700 of their employees. And those vaccinations, well, they're certainly needed. The hospital today reported a new record high of patients hospitalized with coronavirus. Kootenai Health has 86 COVID-19 patients, with 30 of those patients needing critical care. But there is some good news tonight. The Panhandle Health District says 4,200 more vaccine doses are expected to arrive in North Idaho this week. That shipment will contain the Moderna vaccine. Unlike the Pfizer vaccine, it's easier to store.
Well, we're excited. It doesn't require ultra cold, which is it's nice for logistics. We're already receiving orders from our healthcare partners of wanting to receive the Moderna vaccine as well.
Panhandle Health says it will be up to healthcare facilities whether they want their employees to have just one brand of vaccine across the board or give some workers only the Pfizer vaccine and others just the Moderna vaccine.
It's been going well. So we haven't received any reports of, severe adverse reactions or side effects. We're just happy that people are eager to get this vaccine. And, the quicker that we can get through these shipments, the quicker we can get it out to the general public.
The health district is continuing to focus on vaccinating healthcare workers. In the next round of vaccines, that will include dentists and dental hygienists. Home health care providers are getting doses this week, too.
And we're thankful for all these community partners that we have helping us with this distribution and administration.
Panhandle Health says they haven't heard when they'll get another shipment of the Pfizer vaccine just yet, but the district says they've been promised they'll have their second round of doses within the next 3 weeks. Taylor Vito, KREM 2 News.
Today, President-elect Joe Biden and Dr. Jill Biden received the COVID-19 vaccine. After receiving the shot, the president-elect took the opportunity to thank vaccine developers and credit the Trump administration for Operation Warp Speed.
What I want to say is we owe these folks an awful lot. The scientists and the people who put this together, the frontline workers, the people who were the ones who actually did the clinical work, it's just amazing. It's one thing to get the vaccine out, and now Moderna is going to be on the road as well, but it's going to take time. It's going to take time.
President-elect Biden is also encouraging Americans to be responsible over the holidays. He said to continue to listen to experts and wear a mask. And if you do not have to travel, it's best to stay put.
Well, we know this is a lot of information about that new COVID-19 vaccine.
Yeah, that's why we here at KREM, we created the vaccine team. Do you have a vaccine-related question that you'd like them to look into? You can text your questions to 509-448-2000.
And for the latest vaccine update, so that you can stay up to speed, just text the word vaccine to that same number. We'll send a link right to your phone. Well, today, the Spokane Regional Health District is reporting 196 new COVID cases. They are also reporting 5 new deaths, bringing the total number of deaths now to 334 since the start of the pandemic. And 121 people are in the hospital, 57 of which are Spokane County residents.
Coronavirus cases in the Spokane area are rising, and that means the drive-through testing site at the Spokane Arena is busy too.
But there are some changes you need to know about if you plan to get a test this week, as KREM's Brandon Jones reports.
Over the last 2 weeks, nearly 5,000 people have showed up to the Spokane Arena to receive a COVID test. This week, their hours will change a little bit because of Christmas, but soon they'll be upping their efforts to get even more people tested. During previous holidays this year, people have flocked to different testing locations in the Spokane area to get a coronavirus test.
We still have the ability to perform more tests at that location.
At the Spokane Arena, things haven't been too chaotic since opening in early December, but creating an efficient and stress-free location was their goal. Testing guidelines won't change as Christmas approaches. The only people who can receive a test must either be symptomatic or have had a direct exposure with someone who tested positive for the virus. So if you're looking for a test because you're traveling but feel well, you won't qualify.
Christmas, Hanukkah, all the other different holidays going on right now. Do you think there's been a little bit of an uptick in terms of people trying to come get a test?
I don't think we've seen quite that, just because our criteria is pretty clear.
They've been open for 7 days a week from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., but they'll be closing the location during Christmas and 2 days after. While they're closed, anyone who feels like they need an urgent test can go to one of the Chaz locations in North Spokane or the Valley, or contact their healthcare provider.
That testing location will be closed on the 25th, 26th, and 27th, so Friday through Sunday this week, and the same schedule next week.
After January 4th, drive-through hours will be increased for 2 hours every day of the week. The new schedule will test from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m.
And ultimately, that's helpful for patients. You know, they don't want to wait in 2-hour lines or 3-hour lines, and also they're able to get their test results fairly quickly.
Each test takes 1 to 3 days to receive results. From Spokane, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
To weather now, a warm start to our Monday.
Yes.
Can I say that in December?
Yes.
Let's get to the chief now. Tom, will the mild weather stick around?
No. But it was incredibly mild over the weekend as well as today. I saw a temperature of 50 degrees. Right now we're at 49 degrees. Wind is out of the south right now at 16 miles per hour. Keep in mind though, we've got a wind advisory in effect in the Spokane area through 11 o'clock tonight, and then areas to the south of us and to the east of us, the wind advisory is actually in effect until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. We could see some wind gusts down into the Palouse up to 50 miles per hour, but again, 45-mile-an-hour winds possible here locally up through 11 o'clock this evening. Doppler radar looking pretty darn quiet right now. When we take a look at your day planner forecast, increasing clouds this evening, rain developing around anywhere between 7 and 8 o'clock tonight. Could be a little bit of rain and snow in the overnight hours, especially over in northern Idaho. Very, very windy, as I mentioned before. And then tomorrow, it will still be windy, not as windy, but windy, and mostly sunny. Not nearly as warm, too. We'll look for a daytime high of 39 degrees. So no snow right now on Christmas Day, which is Friday, but look at Saturday. Got about a 50% chance we might see some snow showers on Saturday. We'll look for partly cloudy skies on Sunday. I'll check the rest of your 7-day outlook, all coming up in a few minutes. Tim?
We're just getting started here on the news at 5. With new COVID stimulus checks comes a lot of questions. We took your questions straight to our Verify team. Your top questions answered next.